I'd like him to answer my question. Why is that considered a trope?
Okay.
Why is it considered a trope to be concerned about American soldiers during these endless, nonsensical wars? Why is that considered a trope?
How many times have you gone to Arlington and paid your respect to American heroes?
I'm not talking to you, Conriquez, you terrorist piece of crap. I'm talking to the general.
Okay,
tell me why that's
please keep the ad hominem down.
Have you honored the memory of fallen American soldiers?
Can we go back to the
have you paraded?
Answer the question.
Well, I was accused of engaging in a trope today while on Piers Morgan Uncensored, Cenk. Before I show you the ridiculous argument, your 2 cents?
Yeah, so first of all, they attacked me on that show, so I'll respond. Second of all, I know some folks grew up and they're good people thinking that all these tropes are real and you have to squash the tropes and stuff. No, they're weaponized by Israel to try to stop anyone from criticizing them.
Sometimes they're made up on the spot, as you're about to see.
Yeah, and I'll give you another example of another totally made up trope. So I'm sick of their trope, because after you weaponize it, then I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna care. But I used it to defend myself when I murdered 20,000 children. Oh, trope. No, I don't care. I don't care. You've lost the right for me to care when you weaponized every single one of them to kill more people, take more land, and use more of our money to do it. Enough with the moral stains that Israel has put on us. Go ahead, Anna.
So it all started when I had the displeasure of realizing that the disbarred Goldie Gamari was on this panel. Now she's one of the women who were laughing as Cenk on the last episode of the Piers Morgan show was discussing the death of American soldiers as we keep getting dragged into these wars in the Middle East on behalf of Israel. So I asked her if she was willing to apologize for her conduct the last time she appeared on his show. Let's see how that went down.
First, I would like to ask Goldie whether she apologizes for laughing as Cenk Uygur on the last episode he was on was talking about dead American soldiers as a result of wars that the US gets dragged into on behalf of Israel. Goldie, do you apologize for laughing at the thought of dead American soldiers?
Anna, no one's buying your jihadi propaganda lies. Everyone knows that Elika and I were laughing at
it's jihadi propaganda to be concerned about dead American soldiers who are forced to fight on behalf of Israel. Interesting. Okay, to answer your question,
Can I answer the question?
175 little girls have been slaughtered in an Iranian school. That was the first Israeli strike that took place.
Hang on one second, Anna, hang on one second. You asked her a question. So I will let Goldie respond, then you can respond to my question.
Well, she responded by claiming I'm sharing jihadi propaganda. I'm talking about dead American soldiers. So do you apologize or not?
Now the real question is she gonna apologize? Because the first thing that came out of her mouth was, oh, you're spewing jihadi propaganda. Okay, whatever. We know that American soldiers have died as a result of fighting these wars on behalf of Israel, including in Iraq. What was the death toll in Iraq again, Cenk, for American soldiers?
We had, I think, over 5,000 dead, over 50,000 injured, lots and lots of casualties.
In Afghanistan and Iraq, yep.
Yeah, and overall, the global war on terror, which was the global war on Israel's enemies, has cost us $8 trillion. We buried a lot of soldiers for Israel already.
We sure have. So is she gonna apologize? Because again, she was laughing as Cenk was talking about this on the show. Let's take a look.
Thank you. So we were laughing at Cenk's bizarre anti-Semitic tropes about how Israel is responsible for every single incident that happens in the war. We were not laughing at
That's not what he said.
American soldiers. And you actually edited the video. So there you go. Everyone knows that you're lying. You're a laughing stock. You're a joke.
Everyone can go back and watch the full episode for Pierce's show.
And that's true, I'm not the editor for Piers Morgan Uncensored. So you guys can check out the episode for yourselves and see that she was cracking up as Cenk was talking about something incredibly serious, which is the loss of American soldiers as they fight these wars on behalf of a foreign country. Now later, and this is the relevant part, General Mark Kimmett, who is, I didn't know this, but he happens to be the US Assistant Secretary of State, he made a bold claim. Let's take a look at what that claim was.
Anna, please quit using the tropes on American soldiers. I've had to bury 7 American soldiers. They went into the battlefield.
How is it a trope? How is it a trope? How is it a trope to see American soldiers die on behalf of Israel's wars? How is that a trope? Explain that to me.
Nobody's dying on behalf of Israel.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
Let me read you what Israeli media has been saying. So American soldiers came under friendly fire in Kuwait. I don't know if any of them have died. Hopefully none of them have died. But on Channel 12, Niv Raskin said this: "We need to emphasize this is an incident involving American forces and not, heaven forbid, an incident involving Israeli forces."
Okay, so I read that comment. Guys, I can't emphasize enough. If you want to know what's actually going on, please watch and read Israeli media. And Kimmett was unable to defend what he just smeared me with. In fact, I wouldn't let it go. And so I'm gonna go to one last video and then we'll open it up to you, Cenk. Take a look.
I'd like him to answer my question. Why is that considered a trope?
Okay.
Why is it considered a trope to be concerned about American soldiers during these endless, nonsensical wars? Why is that considered a trope?
How many
Explain that
times
to
have
me.
you gone to Arlington and paid your respect
I'm
to
not
American
talking to you,
heroes?
Conriquez, you terrorist piece of crap. I'm talking to the general.
Okay,
Tell me why that's
please
considered
keep
a
the
trope.
How many
ad hominem
times
down.
have you honored
I
the
wanna-
memory of fallen
Hang on.
American soldiers?
Can we
Why
go
is it
back to
considered
the-
a trope?
Have you paraded?
Answer the question.
I think, be fair to Anna Kasparin, just answer her question, why you view that as a trope, what she said.
I'm not going to dignify it with a response.
You just want to smear me
Okay.
with nonsensical claims, but you can't even answer why you even believe in the smear. What is the trope? You can't answer it, right?
That's a former military general.
Yeah, Anna, you messed him up, man. So look, he says, "Oh, Anna, you're doing a trope, which means you're an anti-Semite who's using a trope against Jewish people." And then you go, "Well, what's the trope? I don't even understand what you're saying." He's like, "I'm not going to dignify that with." Wait. Then why did you say that she was doing a trope? Like, it's a literal question. We're not like, "Oh, we're debating you." We don't even understand what you're saying. So it turns out he didn't have an answer.
No, he didn't.
Because what they get, these idiots, they get these talking points. Now remember, when you're debating anyone that's an actual American and actually looking out for American interests, just call them an anti-Semite. It doesn't really matter what they say. Just say it's a trope, because there's a million tropes. So like, maybe we'll find one later, but it doesn't matter. Just call him an anti-Semite. And if you notice, I like Piers, okay? So I'm not in the camp of like, oh, Piers is bad. And he did something against me in this show.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm a grown man. I'll handle Piers, okay? Don't forget, Noble Mobile saving you a ton of money. So a lot of people are signing up now and beginning to realize, what the hell, why am I paying so much to Verizon and AT&T? So your bill's only $50 a month, but it can actually be less because they give you money back if you don't use your data. So if you're paying more than $50, there's no reason to not switch. It's crazy not to switch because same phone, same number, same contacts, literally nothing changes. TYT.com/switch, TYT.com/switch. All right, we'll be right back. But if you notice there, when Goldie called Anna a jihadist, there was no saying, "Hey, no ad hominem attacks."
To be fair to Piers, sorry to interrupt you, but to be fair to him, he knows I can handle myself. Okay.
Yeah, no, but wait a minute though. So it gets pointed out as an ad hominem attack when you call Cornicus or whatever his stupid name is a terrorist. But when you're called a terrorist, that's not ad hominem.
That's true. That's true. Good point.
Yeah, why? Because Israel and their supporters are allowed to smear everyone else. But if you say anything about them, how dare you? Those are precious Israelis. They matter so much more than every other human being. Okay, so by the way, I just want to make sure that I get the correct facts to you guys. I said that off the top of my head about the Iraqi casualties. It was 4,500 casualties, dead Americans, and 32,000 injured in Iraq, and obviously hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians in Iraq, all liberated because Israel said they were their #1 enemy at the time. And oh my God, they were helping the proxy groups. They were helping Hamas and Hezbollah. So America had to lose 4,500 of our best men and have 32,000 lose their legs, get concussions, etc. Also, Israel could stop Iraq from helping proxy groups. And now here we are again. By the way, our media told us they weren't gonna fall for it next time. Fake weapons of mass destruction. Here we are, fake weapons of mass destruction. We're going to liberate the Iraqis. We're going to liberate the Iranians. It'll be easy, it'll be easy. Okay, so yeah, no, media, you're all liars. Every one of you all fell for it again. You didn't fall for it, you love it. You wanted this war for Israel.
You cheered it on.
You cheered it on in Iraq, you cheered it on in Iran, you cheered it on in Libya, you cheered it on everywhere Israel makes us go to war. But keep the news from the real news from the American people. Don't tell them that it's Israel. In fact, if they say it's Israel, just call it a trope. What trope is it? I don't know, who cares?
I'm not gonna dignify that with a response.
Then why'd you say it? Okay, by the way, here's another one of the tropes that they throw out there that I promised you guys. So that you say, hey, you killed 20,000 kids in Gaza at a bare minimum. That's true, it's indisputable. In fact, the IDF has now confirmed the 71,000 dead overall, including the 20,000 children. They go, trope, what, trope, what? They're like, oh, that's blood libel. No, blood libel is from like the 1800s. This absurd thing about Jewish people drinking the blood of Christian children. That has nothing to do with, in a war, you killed X number of children. Nobody said you drank their blood or they were babies or any of that stuff. Oh, so now you're using the trope 100% to cover up your faults and your war crimes and your genocide. You see how obvious that is? And you'll see it not just in the past, you'll see a million of them in the past, but going forward. Now in Iran, when we talk about the 175 schoolgirls they killed, they go, oh, blood libel. But did you or did you not kill them? I'm not gonna dignify that with an answer. Trope. So look, anyway, all right, my Jewish brothers and sisters, I love you guys. This isn't about you, but I know you've been trained to believe that all the tropes are like, oh my God, they're coming to get us. They're coming to get us. We have to defend ourselves, right? No. Israel has weaponized the tropes. It's not like they never existed. That blood libel thing did exist, but they've now weaponized it. And what they're doing is they're putting you in harm's way. Because when you do a legitimate criticism of Israel, they go, nope, I'm hiding behind Jewish people. You're attacking all Jews. All Jews are responsible for all the war crimes of Israel. No, they're not. That's actually a trope, okay? That's actually a disgusting way to endanger Jewish Americans and Jews across the world. Just because Israel wants more land, more war, more death. And wake up, Jewish Americans. I've been told my whole life, sorry guys, but I gotta say it. My whole life, every time there's some random idiot terrorist that does a bombing, all Muslims have to apologize. That's it. March them all out. You all have to say you did it and you're sorry. I didn't do it. What the hell? I got nothing to do with a rando from Afghanistan that I've never met, that has nothing to do with me at all. No, you all have to apologize, you dirty Muslims. They told us my whole life. Now, when you say, hey, it's not Jewish people, it's Israel that's doing it. And I'm trying so hard to keep that line so it doesn't cross over and we don't get into ugly situations here in America. And what do they say? Who cares about you trying to preserve the line? No, that's it. You criticize Israel, it's a Jewish state, you're an anti-Semite. All right, okay. So where are you guys? Where are you guys? Can you stand up? Now look, the young Jewish Americans have already shown up. They're a huge part of the peace movement. There's all sorts of Robert Greenwald, Glenn Greenwald, Days, and we go on with 1,000 names, right? But Jewish American leaders, are you ever going to stand up and say, no, this genocide is not on our behalf. No, this horrible, horrific war is not on our behalf. So nope, and of course the answer is no way. All Muslims must apologize for all other Muslims, but no, we will never ask any Jewish American to ever say an unkind word about Israel. And if you try, you're an anti-Semite. Okay, I got you. The double standards are maddening.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.